Hello everyone, Jet here, and welcome back to my Wood Elves playthrough, where, well, things are going reasonably at the moment. We've just de-scavened our territory, and we're not actually at war with anybody at the moment, are we? I think we're just moving up here on Mucilon, the forces here. I'm actually not particularly bothered if they capture here. So we're potentially going to move up. We might let here fall, then recapture it afterwards. And we're just building up a little bit at the moment, because we've got a lot of territory. So retaking Skavenblight, which is now Mossy Skavenblight, was hugely beneficial here, because it's a 10% extra income from all buildings faction-wide from Skavenblight, which is overgrown Skavenblight, which is quite a big buff, guys, actually. You know, so some of these... Yeah, no, nothing else gives even vaguely similar buffs. So we're just bringing Orion back round now. Our new treeman is staying over here. And we're building a new army here with another treeman. But that is going to become Durfu shortly. So, anyway, Orion has leveled up again. Right now we are buffing... What were we buffing? We were buffing something. I'm trying to remember what. We're going to bounce between... I'm going to up this first. No, I'm going to add ammo. We're going to bounce between these. Because as I do this, I also... Basically, as I up the reload speed, I also need ammunition. Because I'm going to be shooting out far faster. And then the top ones are really nice. 15% range. These are not necessarily what you see currently in the Mortal Empires campaign, guys. Because all of this has been updated due to a mod which I've got, which is down in the comments. It's JR's Old World Skill Tree Overhaul. Simply, he's updated these to make them relatively in line with the all the extra skills the new world, all the new lords and things have. So some of them are a bit better. Some of it is a little OP, I'm going to be honest. Some of them do feel a little OP, but we're giving it a go for the moment. And so far, I feel it's adding more because we're going to get 40 skill points. And if I'd had 40 skill points without updating this, I'd have just been able to go everywhere. Whereas now I do still have to think about it. I want to buff up Orion's damage, both in melee and ranged long run. His melee is really powerful, so his ranged is good. But upping his melee, especially upping his health, is probably something I really do want to do in his armour long run. Just to make him that more tougher. Because lords do end up in combat, so we'll probably go for all of that as well. But for now... Oh wow, we've got 2 to use. So actually, we'll also get this, which ups missile damage for everybody in range as well. Which will also buff him up, so... Okay, and our Beast Mage has leveled up. Let's... let's give ourselves a nice little buff there then. We should get to Unicorn at some point before a Great Eagle. And our Sea Lord is still exploring. We've already been up here, haven't we? So we're exploring down this coast and heading down to Lustria at the moment with her.
Going forth.
Okay. And I think that's it for this turn. I need to work out where my next war's going to be at the moment, guys. And what I'm potentially going to do is I'm possibly going to go out and hit the vampires over here to get rid of them. And then I might have a little bit of a war with the vampires over here. But ideally I want to not be focusing on the old world too much if I can avoid it. You know, we've built our allies around us. I mean, having the odd little sort of enclave of territory, which I have grown my forests in, is beneficial. Certainly, I could go out and cleanse those regions to protect the empires and cleanse and you know, grow my trees, grow my forests in some of the mountains. I also might want to charge up here because there's another massive Skaven place up here called Hellmouth, I believe, which I suspect will give me a similar buff to Mossy Skavenblight, and 10% extra income from all of my buildings is huge. especially as I start expanding. The other thing I am very tempted to do is start a war with the Wood Elves relatively early on. They do seem to have lost a territory here, so I know it is held by another faction still, because from what I've heard I can use some of the Wood Elf buildings and some of their territory, so that would be beneficial to me as well potentially if I can. I'm not 100% sure. Kind of makes sense because they are elves, even though they're a bit different to us. Okay, so Durfu is back. Let's swap you out. I'm sorry for this, but you are getting punted out of this army and being replaced by Durfu. Right. That's going nicely there.
I live to serve Ariel. I am called.
How's public order going to be here once he leaves? Now these are all ports, so they're quite good for me. I thought I was generating extra income from my ports. Is that applied afterwards, or is it just not applying at the moment? Or did I just get almost nothing from my ports before that? But that is still very nice. We've got lots of trade going.
To battle, step forth, true friend
You
of
still won't trade with me.
What?
I am ready to parley.
They still won't trade with me, but we're getting there. We are beginning to cost ourselves a little bit too much money at the moment, so potentially I'm going to leave you for the moment. We've got plenty of spare income, but I don't necessarily want to start throwing that about before I expand. Are they actually sieging here? I don't think they are. I think they're just sitting there, so we're going to move up, we're going to smash his forces.
Setting forth.
So that should fix itself. I don't need to worry about that. That one, the corruption's burning off really quickly, so that should also fix itself. We do have enough. That will help our income. It will allow us to build more there. Is that only locally? See, I'm never sure with them whether they mean it's local or not. That's what I want to get to. We might look at building that in Kingsglade, actually. For now, I'm going to leave all of them, because I don't necessarily want to be spending the money. Are all of these places? What are my current trade goods?
The Empire.
You have a proposal? We are willing to hear it.
So yeah, we don't actually trade the food, unsurprisingly, but it does give us some income. Why do they get... Ah, that is what that means. So, that one I'm not necessarily sure is so good for us, so I'm going to swap that out for another buff to my income in general. We are producing furs there. I'm just making sure everywhere is producing the correct buildings, basically. Producing the correct things. I can't build that there because I only have a choice to build a port in a port, unfortunately. And here is the faction-wide income and growth faction-wide, which is still really good. We are possibly going to go for some of the faction-wide damage buffs soon as well, so...
Finding pathways.
You can head over there. You know, I do want to get some other people out for these and unlock some of these, even though they're not great. They're mostly just for the armies, so actually... I'm not fussed about ones which just affect the army. That's huge. So I want to get somebody for this one. So this is the... Starlight Forge. That's going to be in Vol's Anvil, isn't it? So actually, you're going to get knocked over, and we'll start building a Starlight Forge here. I assume that's it. I'm already building it, never mind. End turn. Long run, the thing I do get is, because of the way my techs work, is I won't need to be recruiting here. I'll be able to pop up armies very quickly everywhere with global recruitment, which will be very nice and very beneficial for us. So, that's something we'll deal with then. Right. If the Von Carsteins keep expanding, that is something I need to deal with, because the vampires can become too powerful, and they are fighting my allies at the moment, guys. So I do potentially want to go and crunch them and get ourselves good relations with the dwarfs as well, so that we can spread our woods everywhere. But as I said, I would like to look elsewhere, but Ulfwan is probably a little bit too powerful at the moment for us. I think it's always probably going to say a little bit too powerful for us, but that's something we'll deal with when we deal with. That said, my armies are already getting quite powerful, and if I go to war with Ulfwan, I will take the entirety of the old world to war with me. Though I quite like the old world as it is. I don't want the old world to confederate into 2 or 3 big nations. It will happen, but having it all split up like it is actually quite beneficial for me.
Greetings. Who seeks my wise counsel?
Who is at war with the vampires?
You dare?
Bordelais. We don't have any allies actually, so I don't have to do it this way. But doing it this way potentially makes these guys more happy with me. I should have asked for some money for that.
Ready to serve. God King of the
Okay.
Who wishes the I am Morgiana, Fey Enchantress of Bretonia.
Oh.
Dark are these times, and dark my
I want them to join the war because I want them to send their troops out as well.
If you desire it.
Because that means I'm going to have a nice big chunk of extra forces in this battle as well, which will be nice.
The Hunter.
Here we go. Ah!
It's unwise. I go.
But actually, that works quite well for us. So we are going to squish the Red Duke here, guys.
First for the hunt.
In a nice, easy battle there.
Master of the wild hunt. Rastia. Elgent Rastia.
We're going to do a little bit of troop swapping next turn. So Durfu has levelled up. We are buffing his damage up, unsurprisingly. Why? We're going for that. 5% extra weapon damage for all forces faction-wide is a nice buff.
Protector of the oak.
And we're going to get evasion for our mage.
I assist you.
You can pick up this. An extra 5k, which is always good.
Making my way.
As I said, we're making our way, as she said, down to there we go, down to Lustria at the moment to meet them. So the Empire is still quite strong. The Clan Angrund have pushed out into the Empire, but then again, they've not been able to expand against the Orcs where they usually would. But then again, having them not having to deal with Orcs on both flanks probably helped them push into the Empire. They've taken the old Crooked Moon territory. So they're lowland dwarfs now, guys. So we've just smashed them. We're going to start marching these two armies straight up the coast then towards Musalon to finish off the Red Duke's territory and get ourselves a couple more port. And we will obviously, be taking... This will give us a nice extra port here, and it's a bit far away from us, but again, this is one of the nice things about the Wood Elves. It doesn't matter having disparate territories like that. It actually works quite well for you, having disparate territories spread around the world. So I'm more than happy to go with that and let that happen.
I will hear your words, but I make no promises of aid. No.
Okay. They're indifferent towards us at the moment. We'll find the old world colonies soon, hopefully. Oh, wow.
My journey begins.
A lot of corruption here. Oh, so yes. So the Dark Elves are pushing in quite hard. Does he have any skills like that one? But we do want to... What's our current missions? Oh, we need 3 Sisters of Thorn, which is going to be tricky. We need to have a character in there, and we need to win 5 battles with Durfu, which we're well on our way to do.
You have my spear.
Can we pop out an extra character? Yeah, and which region is it? So we're going to move them up into here. Orion is going to stick together.
On my way.
So we are marching up the coast towards the elves. Now, this is where I'm actually half tempted to do something a bit different, because we do have this one, which is only 1%, but that stacks. So actually, once you've got a few of those up, that becomes very, very beneficial. 2% income is good, but that's also very, very good. It's close to home, so it's close to home, so I'm going to go for an economic one. What we'll do is we'll keep the economic ones close to home. No, we're going to get 2 more forts. We're going to get ports. We're going to go for that. It's only a little buff, but each time it stacks, and then it stacks again. So that's going to up our... Why did that lower? Oh no, it didn't. I thought that lowered our income for a bit then. I mean, I will throw these out, but you know, see, would there be something better for his army? It's 20% for Eternal Guard units. This Lord we chose to be going on wild hunts does give him extra 20% extra movement range as well. And melee attacks. So they're all a bit... yeah. Okay. So these guys can be either... However, for now, this guy's going to be our... He's going to assist us in a damaging capacity. So he's going to go for wound. No, he's going to go straight down the melee damage tree, and he's going to get put into Orion's army to act as a little tree man for the time being, because he can become quite a powerful little tree man, though he's never going to have the most HP. but he can become quite powerful, especially as he can buff himself as he gets to combat too. I'm not sure I want to, because I can actually get a proper tree man in the army. To be fair, his job is one thing, so we will buff him up this way to start with, because making him a little tougher is always going to help. But his job is literally to move up into this territory. So... and then we're probably going to disband him, because he's costing us money at the moment. And once we've taken here, we need to work out where we're going next. It might even be pushing into the north.
The mighty Deepwood welcomes you beneath its bowl.
Yes. Yes. I thought I was already allied with them, so that's a bit of extra. And this is the really nice thing about playing the Wood Elves, because actually, while alliances in some campaigns they're nice, they do gain you a lot, and having good allies is always good. With the Wood Elves, as you can see, guys, it's creating this sort of defensive wall around me. This I'm effectively creating an iron curtain around me from the other nations, and I'm going around place creating. And as you could, well, you can't see, but I've just gained an achievement, the Grand Ambassador, for getting so many alliances. It's also holding all of the Empire territories very much together. Because they're all friendly with each other. There's no real reason for them to not be friendly with each other. And anybody who goes to war with anybody else is going to be dragging everyone else into wars, which is going to really... Right, so where's their territory border? So we get you up here. Okay, so we have a battle for the Horn of the Wild Hunt. That'll get me 3 extra and give me a nice map-wide bonus. It's not too bad, though they are expecting reinforcements. Oh, he wasn't actually costing me anything.
Shield of Athelloren! I will grant your request.
Okay, let's go get ourselves a horn. This should be a nice, easy battle from the looks of it, but I never trust the stats in these. They've got Gore Herds, who are going to be a bit tougher. We've got Random Beast Lord, Cloven Blackhorn. We've got quite a few Gores. These guys are quite damaging. The Ungors I really don't have to worry about. Their archers are pathetic. Obviously they've got some Chaos Beasts, some Chaos Spawn Beastmen variants of them.
These beasts call themselves hunters. Ha! Do they not know they face Orion, master of the wild hunt? Their auras cannot protect them now, for I am charged with the spirit of Kurnos. Rage and destruction flow through me. Fall upon them as the howling winds fall upon the winter leaves. Show them that nothing can stand before the fury of the storm!
Okay. Oh. No, there's no real cover. I was wondering if I could set up an good ambush on this map, but I can't. And last time I did that, things didn't go well, did they, guys?
For the eternal realms.
So, we're going to have a fairly standard line with some heavy hitters on the flanks. These guys are actually going to sit... Oop, never mind. These guys are actually going to sit back in reserve so I can get them out and around the sides as needed. I'm actually going to slide these guys into the centre a bit. This way, I'm basically spreading out their... I actually want to be deeper lines here, because these guys are going to be high impact. Have you guys in the middle. These guys I want more square in their formation, which I'm kind of doing here. Orion can go here, you can go here, and my spellcaster can go here. And I'm going to let them come to us. Now my main benefit here, thing I want to do here is just, it's quite simply I want to cause as much damage to them as possible, as quickly as possible. We're turning all of my archers off fire at will, and we're removing skirmish mode for now. Though a lot of these guys being on skirmish mode is good. Certainly once I put Way Watchers in, I should have swapped my army around for Way Watchers, because I could have had a lot more Way Watchers in this army. But no, our aim here is to hold a line, and we've got good charge defense, you know, so we're going to negate their a lot of charge bonus from a lot of these guys. So it is only against large, so I don't know how much that's going to benefit us. They are going to try and flank us a bit, which is understandable and was always going to happen. So you know what, I'm going to leave these guys on auto fire. I will, however, be telling them to hit certain units.
Armed and ready.
You guys are going to zerg straight forwards off their lord, actually, because these guys have very little range, which is really worth worrying about. Right. You three can start hitting them. You three can start hitting them, because I want to take out their flanks. Absolutely unconcerned by their archers. You guys can start hitting those chaos. No, you guys. I should have had them on here straight away. You guys can start hitting their archers. Oh wow! I completely forgot about these two units. And that, guys, is how not to do things. So you guys are going to move out to the sides. Why is my mage there? She can throw a debuff down here. You guys can move forwards and pressure into the sides. You guys can slam into the side of there. You guys can move forwards. All of my ranged can be retasked. All of my ranged can just reform nicely, because we're shredding them anyway. Let's put you guys onto a nice flank here.
Yes, quickly.
You guys can pull back. You guys can reform here. All of my range can hammer their lord. He's not going to last long. Why not last long? He's already going down. He's about to die. Let's get on that chaos spawn. You guys can charge up here. You can switch unit. And here come their reinforcements.
As you say.
Ceasefire.
Fire!
Oh god, that's a Cygor.
Fire!
It's a So now, you guys need to move forwards quickly. You guys can just keep pressuring this side. Basically, they're just chasing these guys off the field. You guys can hammer this way to make sure they stay broken. You can hit that Cygor, though you're probably going to be taking a lot of damage from him. Oh, here it comes.
Destroy all!
Cavalry!
Right, all of my ranged are going straight for him, and my main line is moving forwards here. I can shred him with my archers, ideally. What I really want to do is I want to catch these guys with my spears. That's fine.
Children of Athel-Loren!
To be fair, my main line can just fold in on these Centaurs. They're all broken now. So you guys can all move back in. Just in case we have something new coming. Everything on him. There you go, and he is gone.
Death to the children of chaos!
And that is the battle. Are we going to kill him before he gets off? Probably not. And this is why I'm giving my armies more ammo, guys. Because you saw there, I was burning through my ammo so quickly. And that extra reload speed, while it's really good, does mean you burn through your ammo. So I probably do want to be a little bit more careful with my ammo discipline on my troops. But we did so well. I mean, my archers were shredding them, which is what we want. Here we now have the Horn of the Wild, which is a nice bonus for my armies. An augment gives extra leadership, a little bit extra defense, and yeah, and a new ability, which is one we've seen, which is a augment.
I thirst for the hunt. Orion!
Orion has leveled up.
Shield of Athel-Loren!
Get back into double time stance, and we are all going to move up next to this army to try and push it back. Ooh, and the mage has leveled up. I'm going to grab evasion there, and we are going to be ending this one here, guys. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed this. We're just going to have a quick look in here. As always, guys, we'll be continuing this next time, working out where we are going. So as I said, once we've taken here, I need to work out where I want to go next. So any ideas, any requests, feel free to shout them in the comments. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed it.